Greetings, everybody, wherever you are watching me from. This is Mfundisi wenyu, Mfundisi wanu, Apostle Petros Alpha. And I'm very happy that by the grace of God and the special favor that is upon my life, I managed to come back again so that I can do what I promised yesterday. I remember that in the prophets that I have given concerning Advocate Nelson Chamisa, there are points that I noted, and I even told you to note those points so that whenever I am going to come back here to interpret the vision, you can be able to understand very well what God is talking about. So now, without wasting much of the time, I want you to subscribe to the channel and share the video. Just be part of our ministry. Subscribe to the channel as your offering. Share the video. Let your subscription be your offering. Share the video and reach out to other people that might have missed even the prophets that we have given, or some people that are also waiting for the interpretation. So the more you share, the more you reach out to many people so that they can know the mind of God. So now, without wasting much of the time, let me go into the interpretation. Now, the first thing that I want to address is that in the vision that I spoke about, there is an issue where I talked about the uniform, which is the army uniform, whereby I highlighted that Advocate Nelson Chamisa was wearing a uniform that seemed to be a military uniform, and there were some stars and medals, which are things that I'm not aware of, because these are things that are in army things, and I'm not aware of. I'm not familiar with those things. But anyway, in that vision, I clearly told you that all those things, they were like defining the rank, that he has in the political circle. So now I want you to understand that the uniform that he was wearing, it doesn't mean that Advocate Nelson Chamisa is going to join with the army and do certain things. I am not necessarily saying that, because what we hear in the vision is not exactly what the vision is talking about or what it means, So the military part of the thing, it is just God who is trying to show that I have elevated Advocate Nelson Chamisa. That's why you will see in that vision, if you still remember, there is a part which says, I saw him standing on top of the mountain, and the mountain was covered with the snow. So now you need to understand that the mountain is elevation, it's elevation. Then the mountain was covered with the snow, which is purity. There are certain qualities that Advocate Nelson Chamisa have that God have considered and make sure that he elevates him from where he was to the next level when it comes to political circle. And let me tell you the truth without lying, not like I'm favoring him or I'm supporting him or what, but most of you, I think you agree with me that in the politics that we have been in Zimbabwe, or the politicians that we have been in Zimbabwe, Advocate Nelson Chamisa stands to be the person who has people in his heart. He has pure hands and clean hands, So all those things, God focuses on that. Even if you are to go back in the Bible, you shall come to realize that there are two things that God considers when he is raising a king. The first thing that God considers is a person who obeys him. And the second thing is the person who has God's nation upon his heart. These are the two qualities that God considers: obedience to him, God, and having the nation upon your heart. No selfishness. That is why you see that Saul, when he becomes selfish and disobeyed God, immediately God anointed another king, which was David. And the Spirit of God left Saul, and he continued ruling but without the Spirit of God. But so this is the first part that I want you to understand. So going on to the issue of the moment where the angel then congratulated him, because remember I said that the angel then shook his hands and then released the hands, and then he said, congratulations. Most of you did not understand what it means, and most of you just begin to think whatever that you think. But now let me break it to you so that you can be able to understand. The congratulations, it came, and what it means, why the angel said congratulations. Now, let me take you a little bit back in the Bible, in the book of Genesis chapter 37, verse 13. I want you to understand one thing before I tell you what exactly congratulations means in the context of the vision or the prophecy that I have given you. Now, the Bible talks about Joseph and his father Israel or Jacob. Now, I want you to understand that at one time, Joseph's father sent Joseph to go to Shechem, where his brothers were. And there was a vision, there was a mission that God had sent him with. God sent him to go and see two things, to take care of two things. Number one, to see the welfare of his brothers. Number two, to see the sheep, if they are okay, if the brothers are taking care of them okay, and animals, whatever they were having there. So, and his father told him to come back with what? With a word back to him. So Joseph was like a supervisor, was like a manager, was like a leader for his brothers. He was not taking care of the sheep, but he was busy going to look into the affairs of his brother, whatever they were doing, and also to see if they are doing their duty correctly and properly without any challenges. Because I believe most of you remember, as they were taking care of the sheep, they could kill a sheep anytime, either eat it or sell it or do whatever they want with it. Like the way they killed the sheep and then they put the blood on the clothes of Joseph and they said, Joseph is eaten by wild creatures. I think most of you remember. So Joseph's father needed a word and assurance, and because of that kind of responsibility, Joseph's father was not able to put it upon anybody, Reuben, Judah, or whosoever. He trusted Joseph only. Now, when he was sold now, he parted from his brothers. There was a separation that happened. Now, I want you to understand, Joseph was having a vision. Joseph was having a vision. Having a vision, his brothers hated it because of that. Being elevated and favored by his father to take the responsibility of monitoring whatever they are doing, the brothers hated him so much because of that. So because of that, they conspired against their own brother and wanted to kill him. But now, because God wanted to save Joseph, because he was having a vision, then he had to use Reuben so that they could not kill him as they had planned. And they ended up selling him to the Ishmaelites, and he ended up in Egypt. The moment he was separated from his brothers that were conspiring against him, that's when a new page in the political life of Joseph started. You understand? The vision was there, but when he was with his brothers, the vision was not successful. He wasn't able to pursue it because the brothers were conspiring against him. But when he parted ways with his brothers, that's when things started to open up. So this is one thing that you need to understand. So let me again take you to the issue that is in the Bible again, that I want you to understand what I am trying to talk about. If you go into the Bible in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 13, you will find Samuel anointing David to become a king. David was anointed. And you need to understand that when David was anointed, he began to work with Saul. He was around Saul. They were in the same place most of the time. He was going for battles, winning battles, until something then changed, whereby wherever they go for the battles, when they come back, the people of Israel, they will begin to sing songs celebrating David more than celebrating their king, Saul. And this thing, then Saul realized that God was with David, and jealous began to come inside. And now then Saul tried to find a way to kill David. At one time, he threw his spear, he wanted to nail him on the wall, but David escaped. The second time, he decided to create a snare. I want you to remember, as I'm talking about a snare, if you go to this YouTube channel, there is a prophecy that I gave when I talked about a political leader who shall be in a snare. Most of you, I think you still remember that prophecy. So now, he tried to create a snare whereby he had to use his daughter, so that if David would agree to marry his daughter, he will find a way to kill David. So how did he manage to create a snare? He was working with the people that were close to David. David was having his own people. Whenever he was going to war, to battle against the Philistines, he was having his team that he was having, because Saul had made him the captain. You understand? So he was having his own men that were like his own brothers that would stand with him in loyalty. They were loyal to him. But still, those same people now, these are the same people that Saul used against David. Go and talk to David, convince him that he should take my daughter. Try to show him that it's a favor that you are having, so that when you took my daughter, I am going to kill him through that. I want to create a snare. So you understand? So then David almost got killed through that strategy. But he managed to escape through his wife and jump through the window. And then he ran to Prophet Samuel, who was in Ramah. So what am I saying? The congratulations that the angel was talking about, it is a congratulation to Advocate Nelson Chamisa, in the sense that he finally managed to part ways with the toxic environment, with an environment with the brothers that know very well that Nelson Chamisa has a vision. And yet for them, they are people that are too material. They are focused on themselves. They are self-centered. They just wanted to benefit themselves. So they ended up becoming people who are serving two masters at the same time. They go and serve here, they take instructions there, they come and they give instruction to Advocate Nelson Chamisa, therefore infiltrating the political party and destabilizing the vision of Advocate Nelson Chamisa, because he has a vision that God has given him. But the problem was the people that are around, because you need to understand that the people that are around you matters a lot on the vision that you carry, whether you're a political leader, you're a president, you're what. That's why you see that many times people, they will be poisoned as they are president. Some they will be killed, some the coup will happen. You know, how does it happen? People that are around. You always need to be very careful of the people that are around you. Why? Because those people can be used to attack you. That is why you see even Jesus, he was God. He needed people that are spiritual around him to make sure that he will be able to escape the wrath of Herod. God needed to make sure that. That's why you see the wise men, they were spiritual to an extent that they can talk to God, they can hear God. If you go to Joseph's father, he was spiritual to the extent that he can see dreams, he can hear God, he can see visions, so that God can guide his father on how to hide and take care of Jesus Christ, so that he can continue with the vision that God has given him. But if the people that were around Jesus were not that much spiritual to an extent that they can hear God, then Jesus should have died before his time. So, you know what I'm saying? So the congratulations from the angel is congratulating Advocate Nelson Chamisa on making such kind of a difficult decision. It's something that has never happened, I think, in the history of politics. A political leader who founded the party, resigning from his own party that he founded. That's a very great move. That's the beginning of something that is good. So now, God is saying congratulations. As I complete this first part of interpretation, it is in God's eyes to make sure that if anything is going to happen in the future, every political leader, opposition or what, be careful of those who are around you. Otherwise, they'll eat up and swallow your destiny. So this is the first part of the interpretation. Now I will come again with the interesting part that I believe most of you are waiting for. The part of the book, the part of the scroll. It is quite interesting. I know most of you want to hear it. Be here on this channel. Subscribe. We'll talk about it, and I assure you, you'll be able to understand the mind of God and what God is talking about. So this is your prophet. If you feel that you need prayers wherever you are, you have a challenge, you have a problem, contact us. The number is on the screen. You will be told what to do. You will receive your prayers, and I believe God will touch you. And remember, God said this year, it is the year of answers. Answers are popping up already in the nation of Zimbabwe, in the political circle, political atmosphere, everywhere, every area. God is going to amaze you this year. Things that you have never seen, you shall see. May God bless you wherever you are watching. Continue to share the video. I'm your pastor, Fundi Sovan. Bye-bye.